We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hey, it's Nate, and today I am doing We Wish You a Merry Christmas. This is such a fun and lively song and just a great one to have in your holiday repertoire. And it's fairly simple. I'll teach you in 2 levels. First, just a super simple chord accompaniment that still sounds great. Then I'll give you some options to layer in some extra rhythms, left-hand passing tones, and arpeggios to spice it up. Let's jump in. Okay, so first off, I recommend you get the chords and lyrics chart. There's a link down in the description that's going to help you follow along and see where the chords and lyrics line up with each other. And I just want to acknowledge there are so many different versions of this song, each with slightly different lyrics and structural flow. My version most closely resembles what I grew up with, but feel free to change lyrics or add additional verses to suit your needs. So there's only 2 short chord progressions in this song. We can call it the A section and the B section. The A section, of course, is the We Wish You a Merry Christmas part, and the B section is Good Tidings We Bring. We'll start out with the A section. It looks like that. It's just 8 measures long, and we are in 3/4 time, so each of those measures get 3 counts. We're thinking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. First up, we've got a G major chord. I'm doing an inversion in the right hand on B, D, and G. Note my second finger is on that D. And this is middle C here, so you get the octave and then an octave below the right hand. We're going to be playing a single G bass note with the left hand 5th finger. Next up, we've got the C chord, just a simple root position C major triad, C, E, G. And then on bass C, I am doing the left hand note with the 2nd finger. Next up, we've got A7, I'm going to use my 4th finger on the A bass note there, and then we've got A, C sharp, E, and G. I'm using my 2nd finger there, and if that's too much of a stretch, you could totally just do the top 3 notes. And then finally, for this line, we're going to land on a D major, and I'm using my 1st finger on the D bass note, and we've got A, D, and F sharp in the right hand. Now just notice how smooth all those chord progressions flow into one another. We've got the G chord at the beginning and our 5th finger stays on G and we just drop right into that C chord. And we're already doing with our 3rd and 5th finger what we need for this A7 chord. So we just expand the hand outward, and then our 1st finger is already where it needs to be for that D major chord. And right off the bat here, I'm just gonna pulse on quarter notes in the right hand, just playing on every count. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so next up, we've got this B7. Now from the D, we're gonna keep our 1st finger on this A, and we're gonna do A, D sharp, and F sharp. Now we need a B bass note. I'm gonna actually move my 4th finger just because we wanna be free to move up to the E in a moment. So we've got a measure of B7 up to E minor. So like I said, 1st finger is now on E in the left hand, and then we've got B, E, and G. Now here at the end of this measure, we have an E minor over D, which just means you keep doing the E minor but play a D bass note in the left hand, just stepping down. The little dash after the E minor represents another count of that E minor. So the counting here is 1, 2, 3. Step down on 3 on the way to C. And then, so that's the same C we did before, although this time I did land on my 3rd finger for the bass note. Same rhythm in this measure, 2 counts of C before D7. So that's a new chord. We're gonna keep our 1st finger on C, that's the 7th, and then F sharp and A up here. So we're just stretching our hand up. Now notice for the D bass note, I did tuck my 1st finger in. That sets us up to go back to G. So this line again, B7, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And then at the end of these verses, I will probably just hold the G rather than pulse the quarter notes. One more time on that whole A section, and then once I teach you the B section, I will do a little sing through of this simpler version. 1, 2, 3. All right, so next up is the B section. Here's the chords to that. It's gonna start on that same G chord, and you can totally just keep pulsing quarter notes when you play this section, but the energy does take a little step back. So what I'm gonna do is only play on counts 1 and 3. So we've got the measure of G, and then that's gonna go to a measure of D. Same voicing we did in the A section, but coming off that G directly, I like keeping my second finger on that D, which would mean you would do the fingers 1, 2, and 4. But you can totally do 1, 3, 5 if you like. And actually, if I can remember it, I'm gonna try to do that D bass note with my second finger, because that sets us up for the E minor we go to in a second. But rhythmically, what I was speaking about is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're gonna go to this E minor, same way we did it before, going to an A7, voiced the same way as before. And with this rhythmic pattern we're now doing, it makes this really easy. We just do 1, 2, and then the next hit, 3 is that A7 before coming back to the D. This time I'm gonna do 1, 3, 5 on it. You can do whatever feels the best for your fingers. I'm also gonna tuck that first finger in because we no longer need the E. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. Okay, now we're back to G. Here's our first B minor. And I'm gonna, once again, keep my second finger on the D and do 1, 2, and 4 for the fingers here. It's just B, D, and F sharp with my third finger doing the B bass note. And then we've got one more of those measures with 2 chords. C, 2, 3, G. So this is the exact same as what we had at the end of the A section. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So that is everything we need for the level 1 version. Like I said, there's only A sections and B sections in this song. There's no outro or bridge or anything. So I am going to play and sing through just the first A section to the first B section, and then we can work on the level 2 version if you'd like. When it comes to singing it, I did want to point out that the starting vocal note, it's a pickup note before you actually hear the piano. So you might want to cue yourself first so you don't accidentally come in on the wrong note. It's a D, and depending on your voice, it'll either be in this octave, or maybe this octave is the one I'm singing it with. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Now bring us some figgy pudding. So then you would just go on to the next A section. So now I will teach you the level 2 version. It's just a bit spiced up, a little more energy, but totally optional. But real quick, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you know when I put out more videos like this one. So let's go back to the A section. Here's the chords for that. The first step is to get a little bit more rhythm happening in the left hand. And we're gonna need to think in eighth notes, so dividing the beat in half, thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and. And in addition to playing the left hand on count 1, I am also gonna hit it on the and after 2 and the and after 3, like this. 1, 2, and 3 and 1, 2, and 3 and. Just looping it on the G. And then you can try it with the progression. 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and. But another thing we can add to the left hand is these passing tones on every other measure. Let me do the first 5 measures, and so you can hear what I'm talking about. So in each case, there's going to be 2 passing notes. From the G to the C, we're going to also hit the A and the B. Now the rhythm there is 1, 2, and 3, and. 1, 2, and 3, and then you land on the bass note of the next chord. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. And I'll just note that when I'm doing this, I know we had been practicing 1, 2, and 3, but on the measures where we're not doing the passing notes, I think it sounds nice to give it a little space and not do the and after 3. So 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Okay, now we've got the A7 to the D. And for the step-up notes, the B and the C, we're gonna do a C sharp to lead into that D. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. So one more time on that line. You might want to lift up the sustain pedal while you do the passing notes so it doesn't get too muddy. Okay. Now, the last instance of this is the B7 to the E minor. And once again, I'm going to my 4th finger here, and I'm going to climb up on a C sharp and a D sharp on the way. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and then from here on out, I'm just going to do it exactly like we did in the level 1 version. Actually, no, wait, that's not true. I'm also on the last count of the G. When we turn around, because we're on a G at the end of the sections, but we're gonna start on a G in the next section. So just on beat 3, for a turnaround, you can hit a D bass note. Totally optional, but I'm gonna throw that in. So, and a happy new year, good tidings, like that. But it also works if you're just going from an A section to an A section as well. Okay, and for the B section, here's the chords to that. I'm not gonna do the passing notes, but what can sound really nice is to just sprinkle in some arpeggios in the right hand on those 8th notes. So something like this. Good tidings we bring to you and your kin. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year now. So I'll do that turnaround there as well. So the rhythm there, and I'm just doing it, just stepping up the notes of the chord. 1, 2, and 3, and. And the places I put it is on that first G, 1, 2, and 3, and not here, just giving it some space. Not here either, because there's a lot going on with that change to A, but maybe on this D. We wish you a merry. I really like it on the B minor there. But if you want to do even more or play around with different arpeggio figures, you're totally welcome to. All right, that is everything you need to know to do a cover of this song. Hopefully you can sing it with your loved ones around the holidays. And I am now going to do a full playthrough so you can see how all the parts fit together. I'm going to do the full level 2 version, but you can keep it as simple as you want. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Also, once again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And now here is my version of We Wish You a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.